now. Take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay. Hey now. Take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay. Hey now.
Start a new career as a Linux system administrator with an average salary of $80,000 to $120,000 a year. Dynamic Tech Academy has transformed many lives for the better through our 6-month Linux program. We are so excited to announce that we are adding DevOps course and Red Hat certification at no charge, which will make students more competitive. Over 80% of our students have no prior IT background, yet vast majority of alumni land jobs in 3 to 6 months after they start applying. Our ultimate goal is to reach 100% student employment, so we work with every student until he or she gets a job. Upon successful completion of the course, we will provide resume building, interview preparation, and job placement assistance. With the Linux course, you get more than 300 hours of in-depth training, and you get to learn from experienced instructors. By the end of the program, our students can be Red Hat certified if they choose. Our alumni work in companies, both government and private companies in the USA, Canada, and even Europe. Want to learn more about the program? You can contact us at info@dynamicdmv.com, or you can call us at 240-604-9505, or you can call us at 240-423-7865. And you can also visit us at www.dynamictechdmv.com. If you are interested in online classes, please register on our website. That's once again www.dynamictechdmv.com. tired of going from dealership to dealership looking for that used car that perfectly fits both your lifestyle and your budget? Are you bored with the same old tactics, the same old styles, and the same old disappointments when you don't find exactly what you want? Are you frustrated because of bad credit or tired of being rejected of in-house financing? Are you tired of going from garage to garage for a car? How about that filthy old car that you used to drive? Are you done? Welcome to the new experience. Barico Auto Sales has sold and financed cars to over 50,000 people across the country. Our exclusive in-house financing model allows us to provide flexible options for all. Enjoy low rates, free pickup, and award-winning customer service. Reserve today. Barico Auto helps make car renting easy and seamless for all of our customers. Our financing options allow you to shop our vehicle inventory for the exact used car, truck, or van that best fits your needs. Car selection and customer satisfaction are of great importance to us. We provide the best mechanical repairs, and our services take just minutes. Detail your car with us and get out of that filthy old smell and into something sweet. We will even do your oil change at the lowest rate. And please do not forget that with Barico Auto Sale, you own and drive your car before you even have to pay us. So come on down and visit us and drive away with your new car.
Barico Autos. Own and drive before you pay. 240-486-4664. www.baricoauto.com.
Almighty Father, Papa, now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory, Abba Father. You know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name.
day, you better believe it. I'll be there. This is my home, and I'm home to stay.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, you will listen to mama. Yeah, oh, you will listen to mama. Yeah, oh, you will listen to mama.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Freedom is coming
Who wanna know who owns the land? I said, who wanna know who owns the land? My purpose land. My purpose land. Africa, it's my purpose land. Now, hear me. We are no fools on the hill. My people are not fools on the hill. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's hands, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay. Now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I said, we want to know who owns the land. I want to know who owns the land. Aslan, hey, so fast. creation. What else do I know? Since the time of sun and sand, since the time of moon and stars, since the time of air and sea, since the time of men and things, we must run from faith to guide. Oh, and then must move our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh, okay now. Now I want to talk to my people. Iradanila, oh, I will know. Yeah, Iradanila, oh, I will know. Abilisoro Badanila. Now we are the crossroad. On the Femo, Dambela. Abilisoro Badanila. On the Femo, Dambela. Opalimu Meyagbera Baba. Yeah, Opalimu Jasu Yalaka. Yeah, Opalimu Zizanya Betonye.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, and welcome to the ABC Amber Live broadcast. ABC Amber Live broadcast. Good evening, most especially to those of you on ground zero. I want to believe you all have electricity. We have learned that again and again and again. In fact, before I came up live, somebody gave me a phone call to say that for almost a week, for almost 1 week, there hasn't been any electricity on ground zero, that is in Ambazonia. So often when we come up and we broadcast live, unless people have generators in their homes, they are not able to watch ABC on television unless they have generators in their homes. But I want to believe that tonight, it's about 5:30, almost 5:30 p.m. on ground zero in Ambazonia now. I want to believe that you all have electricity in your homes tonight. Again, welcome and good evening also to all of you in Europe, in Asia, in the rest of Sub-Saharan Africa, and of course the continent USA, plus Canada and the states of South America, all the states down there in South America. I want to believe that you are all in high spirits today as you come live to listen to this short broadcast that I bring to you today. This is going to be a brief broadcast, probably not up to an hour. It's not going to be up to an hour. I just felt it very, very necessary to come up and to put some record straight. I felt it necessary to come up to put some records straight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's populate the platform. Let's populate the platform, please. Go ahead and let us populate the platform. All right. Let's go ahead, hit your share button, let us populate this platform so that I can come to you with this brief announcement that I bring to you at this moment. All right. Please hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a short broadcast, maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not long. I didn't plan doing this today, but I have to do this to put some record straight. So please, I am waiting for you, 700 people in the next 3 minutes. In the next 3 minutes, hit that share button, those of you joining. Hit that share button, those of you joining. This is a brief broadcast. I am not going to take any phone calls today. I will just do the presentation and then I will leave, because I believe there are other live broadcasts coming up after me. I think so. I think so. I think there are some other live broadcasts that are coming up after me, so I wouldn't want to eat into their time. So I will just do the presentation and then give room for the other broadcasts to come up. So please, again, hit your share button, and while you're hitting your share button, let me do some updates here on the rallies that we have coming up all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, remember we are having the rally coming up on the Friday, that is next week, Friday, March the 13th. March the 13th in Washington, D.C., Million Man March. Million Man March. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live anywhere in the continental USA, you should be in Washington, D.C. on Friday, March the 13th. You cannot stay home. None of us would have any excuse for not being there. I am going to be there. In spite of all the threats out there, they actually mean nothing to me. I think people who have died, we are not any more better than them. We all have to go out there in Washington on Friday, March the 13th, put our heads out there and stand for our people on ground zero who are bearing the brunt of this war. So please, you live anywhere in the USA, all rounds lead to Washington, D.C. on the 13th. And I did mention here last Tuesday that there shall also be a press conference that precedes the rally on March the 13th. The press conference is taking place on Thursday the 12th, at the press center in Washington, D.C. The press center in Washington, D.C. And there is going to be some breaking news. There's going to be some breaking news coming out of that conference, and I want you to be there. You will be excited, very, very excited, leaving that press conference, hearing what is about to befall French Cameroon, La République du Cameroun. So again, the press conference is open to everyone, Ambazonian or non-Ambazonian, at the National Press Club. National Press Club, that is the name. The press conference is taking place at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. And again, the doors are open for everyone to come in. However, that premises can only seat 70 people. It can only seat 70 people. So first come is first serve. You come in and walk in and secure a chair, and anybody who comes late probably won't get a chair. The press conference starts at starts at 12 midday. Starts exactly at 12 midday. And 12 midday is not the time that the doors are open. No, the press conference proper starts at 12 p.m., 12 midday, ladies and gentlemen. Again, there's going to be some breaking news coming out from that press conference. So, if you would have to travel or fly into Washington, D.C. for the rally on the 13th, you could as well come in, you can as well come in on Thursday, to be part of the press conference at the National Press Club. That will be on the 12th, Thursday the 12th. Okay, this is very, very critical, but again, the Million Man March is a make or mar event for us. We have to swarm that White House premises. We need the president to hear us. We need the senators and the congressmen. We need them to hear us. They have to hear us, and numbers make for strength. So please, we've got to be there in our numbers, Let me say this, do not come there expecting a placard. Please, to make one is only about a maximum of $20. You can make your own placard just for $20 and put some of those images. And remember, you can always go to the website ambazoniagenocidellibrary.com. Yes, I think it's .com. ambazoniagenocidellibrary.com to get any images you want to put on those placards. Put your own messages on the placard and bring to Washington, D.C. Do not expect to come there and find anyone to buy or for free. No, you will not have them. But please leave home with your own banner, with your own poster. And you can go to ambazoniagenocidellibrary.com and get photographs to put on your banner. And you can print the banner for the most $20. All of us can do that. So please, let's do that. Let's do that again. That is coming up on Friday, March the 13th. Now, in Germany, a similar, now let me also add, because there is some confusion out there. There is another rally which is being planned for this Friday, the 6th. That is tomorrow. That rally is not being put together by your interim government. I'm not saying that you should not go there. If you want to go there, absolutely perfect. But again, do not be confused. We are not. The interim government organized rally is on March the 13th. March the 13th, not March the 6th. Do not be confused. March the 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, I expect you will please hit your share button as you join. The numbers are slow to rise. Okay, let's get 700 so that I can come to you. Now, another big rally is taking place in London, actually on Monday, this coming Monday, that is March the 9th. Ambazonians all over the United Kingdom are converging at the Commonwealth Secretariat, in London, to protest and to create awareness for what is going on, the genocide, the killings going on in our territory. And it happens to be the annual Commonwealth Head of State Convention. And so it's a great opportunity for all Ambazonians in England to converge on London, march on the Commonwealth Secretariat to present our case before those passing heads of state. So please, do not hesitate to be there. You got to be there. These are the only sacrifices that we in the diaspora have to pay. Our brothers, our sisters, our parents on ground zero are paying even higher sacrifices. Here we sleep on our bed. At home they sleep under trees. They sleep under trees, under huts, on grass. So please, if we have to shorten their sufferings on ground zero, we need to take this case to these heads of state, especially in London. So please, let's do so. Let's do so. If you live in London, in England, join the rally in London on Monday, March the 9th, at the Commonwealth Secretariat. And as usual, you got to go there with your own placard. Go there with your own placard. Show the world the massacres. show the world the killings, show the world the razing of homes, towns, and villages in our country. That is the only way we'll call their attention and bring them to our help. All right, again, keep on hitting your share button. Now, let me also add another rally. This one on the 14th, in Germany, all of Central Europe, Belgium, France, Germany, all those countries around there, you are converging in Germany on the, I forgot to get the specifics of that information. I guess I forgot it, but those of you who are watching who knows the venue in Germany, put it on the screen for others to watch, please. The event in Germany is coming up on the 14th. Why the USA is gathering on the 13th. Central Europe is gathering on the 14th. It is the same march that creates awareness for our case, for the sufferings of our people on ground zero. So please, if you live anywhere in Central Europe, Germany is where you should be on the 14th. You need to find out a little more about that information. So please, these are very, very important announcements that I thought to bring to you. And now let me take this one. Over the week, we started hearing of a certain lockdown or ghost town on ground zero. Unfortunately, we've been passing out information to ground zero through ABC television, but unfortunately, electricity has been cut off for almost a week, and most of the information that we are passing out on ground zero is not getting to the people, and so there has been this confusion of whether there is or not a lockdown or a ghost town. No, absolutely not. The interim government has not. The interim government has not called for any lockdown, has not called for any ghost town. Women's Day is coming up on the 8th, which is, I think, Sunday. Yes, Sunday. Women's Day, International Women's Day is supposed to come up on Sunday, and people are saying the interim government has asked for a lockdown on Sunday. We have not. The interim government has not called for any lockdown on Sunday. And the only thing that remains unchanged is our Monday regular ghost town. So please, we learned that Bamenda was shut down or almost shut down or so today. Please, the interim government has not called for a shutdown or declared a shutdown. And so we ask you, please, to go about your business on Sunday. We expect every woman to put on sackcloth, go to the church, worship, come back home, and mourn, and mourn, and mourn, and mourn or memorialize the death of our children, of your husbands, of your children. That is all we ask of you to do on Sunday. On Monday, regular ghost town. And after that, there is nothing like a lockdown. So please get this very, very, very clear. There is no ghost town between today and Monday. There is no lockdown between today and Monday. What we have is a regular ghost town on Monday. I hope this makes a lot of sense. On Women's Day, Sunday, please, we ask everybody, even men, to put on sackcloth with women. We see La République du Cameroon is trying to put together some festivities for Women's Day. We cannot. It would be horrible for Amazonian women, mothers, and sisters to go out there celebrating the so-called International Women's Day when the international community is failing us. When your children and your husbands are being slaughtered and nobody is saying a thing. So please, again, it is not a lockdown, just a day of mourning on Sunday, International Women's Day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I promised this was going to be a brief broadcast, not taking long, and so at this moment, while you hit your share button, I will bring you the announcement that I have come to make today. You will recall last Tuesday I came to you. There were questions about certain statements or comments that were made by the U.S. Under Secretary of State for Africa, Secretary Tibor Nagy or Nagy. The Secretary had made a statement to the effect that U.S. policy stands for one indivisible Cameroon. And when I came up, that audio or that video footage had just been circulated. At first, I saw it in the cabinet forum, and making some inquiries in that cabinet forum, I was informed that it was an old footage. In fact, it was stated there that that footage was as old as 2018. So I was made to understand that footage was made in 2018. In other words, Tibor Nagy made the statement in 2018. However, I have since found out that indeed that statement was made last, I think it was Tuesday, yeah, the same Monday. It was made, I think Monday, not 2018, as I was made to understand. So when I came here last Tuesday telling you that, oh, forget about it, it is old, it is as old as 2018, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't a deliberate ploy to lie or to manipulate any of you. We take you very, very, very seriously, and it will never, ever be our intention to come on this television set to lie to you or to try to manipulate you. And for that, again, please accept my apology and ABC's apology. We did not intend again to come to lie to you. I honestly believe, as I was informed, that footage, that video footage, was made in 2018. And that is the reason why when I came up, I debunked it vehemently and asked you to ignore it, to forget about it. And so, again, once more, accept our apologies and my particular apology here at ABC. But then, what did Tibor Nagy say in that footage? Ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to know, the question to which on the Undersecretary was providing the answer for was actually asked by the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs in this interim government. Many of you do not know that. In fact, I didn't know that. And unfortunately, even within the cabinet, our own Secretary of State could not recognize that the U.S. Secretary was answering his own question, and he was one of those who said this was an old footage. So, but the question that Tibor Nagy was actually answering was asked by a member of our cabinet here at the interim government, and I would like to play that clip once more. Listen to what Tibor said, and I would like to, after that, I am going to present to you a little response to what he says. Thank you. Stay tuned.
One of my deeply heartfelt pains, and that's Cameroon. And I keep thinking about what more could we be doing in Cameroon, because I know that every day the situation grows worse and worse. And in my own discussions with Cameroonians, I point out to the fact that, look at the United States of America. We won every single battle in Vietnam and we lost the war. And every day that the pain and the suffering goes on, unfortunately, more and more the people who live in Western Cameroon are starting to think seriously about favoring independence. And that, again, United States view is a unified Cameroon. We support a unified Cameroon because the last thing Africa needs is another mini-state that will be full of poverty and suffering and needing billions of dollars of foreign assistance to make it. And then what happens if you split off part of Cameroon? What happens in parts of Nigeria? So that's not what Africa needs at all. But the Cameroonian government needs to get serious about a genuine peace process, genuine decentralization, genuine power to the local level. And then you mentioned neocolonialism and colonialism. I remember that the first decision that the newly created Organization of African Unity had to take, very difficult decision, if you remember, was whether or not to recognize the colonial borders or to redraw them. And after much discussion, they took the very painful decision that they had to go with the colonial borders because the alternative was much worse.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have listened to what Under Secretary Nagy'S said there in that statement, which I'm trying to set the record straight. Now, in that his statement, he mentions a number of things. He raises a number of issues. Number one, the Undersecretary of State says U.S. view is that Cameroon remains a united, one and indivisible country. That is what he says in that statement. According to him, that remains U.S. policy. Number two, he says that the last thing that Africa needs is another mini-state. That is engulfed in poverty, debt, hunger, and then having to be rescued from the international community with loans. And then he also says that what if they allow the southern Cameroons to attain independence? What happened to other parts of Cameroon? And what happens to Nigeria? That is what he says. And so he then says Cameroon has to be serious. French Cameroon has to be serious with its drive towards decentralization, which Ambassador Nagy'S calls it genuine decentralization. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a few things to say about the statement, the comments from the ambassador, from the Undersecretary of State. Again, he says the U.S. policy remains for a one and indivisible Cameroon. It says it is a view, it's a decision. Now, what I want us to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I stated here last Tuesday that we must realize, all of us Ambazonians have to realize, we have the final say as to what becomes of this conflict, of this war, of our destiny, the destiny of the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. It is not what America says. It is not what the French say. It is not what the United Nations say. It is what we'll say that matters in this struggle, in this conflict. I have never seen, be it the Southern Sudanese, the Eritreans, they were told you can never make it. You cannot become a nation. But when the people of Eritrea and the Sudanese prevailed, stood their grounds, they got their independence, they got their country. We Ambazonians have the final say. And I'm saying this to say that do not be concerned or worried with what Ambassador Nagy'S is putting out there as being U.S. policy. No, we don't have to worry about that. What we have to worry about is our ability to raise enough funds to prosecute this war, because at the end of the day, when we stand our grounds and refuse to surrender, remain resilient, remain brave, remain courageous, upbeat, and standing our ground, nobody can take it away from us. Maybe the last thing they may want to do is send some of us out of this country. Yeah, we will go somewhere else and continue fighting the war. It is about us. That is the way we must continue to look at this. Do not allow language to demoralize you. No, we do not want you to be demoralized. What becomes the outcome of this struggle depends on what we do, on our positions, on our perseverance, on our ability to support the war and support Ground Zero, support the Amazonian restoration forces. Now, Ambassador Nagy also says that the last thing Africa needs is another mini state with a lot of poverty and suffering. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the same language we heard in 1961 when we were told, you can't stand on your own. You can't be on your own because you don't have enough resources that can run your own country. Yet, next to us, the small Equatorial Guinea, with a population less than 300 or around 400,000, got independence without any natural resources to take care of that country. Compare Equatorial Guinea today with French Cameroon and tell me which country is better. So we are hearing the same language coming up. We don't want you to become an independent country because there will be suffering, there will be poverty, you will live on debt. Now, who is the international community? Who is the American policy going to support? Is it that of a free Amazonia or that of French Cameroon? Because if it has to do, ladies and gentlemen, with the economy, you will realize and you will agree with me that the Southern Cameroon fits French Cameroon. We all know that. The world knows that. And so the idea we don't want to promote other mini states again in Africa because of poverty and loans and suffering. No, that doesn't apply to the Southern Cameroons. By God's grace, we are blessed and we have fed French Cameroon for the 60 years that the two countries have tried to live together. And so it appears to me that this language that we are hearing from the Secretary of State is in favor. They are trying to protect, cover up La République du Cameroon. They are not trying to protect the Southern Cameroons. The language is meant to protect the interests of French Cameroon because everybody knows, when we leave, French Cameroon will become the pariah, not the Southern Cameroons. So let us remember, this is the same language that was used on us in 1961 when we were denied outright independence on the pretext you don't have oil, you don't have anything that will take care of your people, you don't have natural resources. How are you going to live as a nation? How can you form your nation yourselves? We are hearing the same language. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know we have the resources to take care of ourselves. God knows it. The international community knows it. And nothing, this pretext that there will be poverty and suffering should not stop us. It is not the right thing to do. It is injustice against another injustice, against years of injustice perpetrated upon us by the same international community, and we must resist it. We must resist it. It is our duty to resist it. It's one of the route, and this is one of the root causes. This idea of you don't have the resources, if we give you independence, one of you becomes so poor. This is one of the root causes, ladies and gentlemen, to this conflict, to this war. It is a root cause because that is what we were told in 1961, that you cannot stand on your own. Now that we know we can stand on our own, why is it a problem? Why should La République du Cameroon be protected over the southern Cameroon? Two states that were supposed to have come together. We cannot allow this injustice to continue again and again and again unstopped. The Southern Cameroons is a people's group, and by international conventions, we deserve the right for our own nation. The books are there, the records are there, the boundaries are there, the language is there, the anthem is there, the flag is there, everything is there. And now, the other point that Ambassador Nash makes is, if they allow the Southern Cameroons to go, if they allow the Southern Cameroon to become an independent state, what happens to Nigeria and to other parts of Cameroon? Ladies and gentlemen, can you figure out whose language it is that Ambassador Nash is putting out there? That is Maurice Kamto's language. Maurice Kamto told a gathering in Washington, D.C., that yes, he doesn't support a two-state federation because if they grant the Ambazonian, the Southern Cameroons, the federal status as obtained in 1961, what will happen to French Cameroon? What if French Cameroon were to get other states? Would Ambazonians, would the Southern Cameroon accept it? So we see here Ambassador Nagy putting forth the same argument. If the Southern Cameroons become independent, what happened to the other Cameroons? The other Cameroons have nothing in common with us. The other Cameroon can decide to be 20 states. They can decide to be 2 states. They can decide to be 5 states. It is none of our business. It is none of our business. And what happened in Nigeria is also none of our business. The Nigerians will take care of their own problems, whether the Biafra or whatever, because we know the international community is saying, you give the Southern Cameroonians independence, the Igbo will come asking for independence. We don't care what the Igbo asks. If they have the right to ask, it is theirs. But we have 2 distinct problems. One very, very legitimate, which is that of the Southern Cameroons. And I don't understand when they compare our problem to that of Biafra in Nigeria or to any other problem in East Cameroon, in French Cameroon. So it doesn't settle down well with us. You cannot deny the Southern Cameroons independence based on what you think will happen in French Cameroon, based on what you think will happen in Nigeria, when you know ours is a legitimate question. And then the last point that the ambassador raises, he says, Cameroon, he says, Biya must be serious and Biya must decree and continue and implement genuine decentralization. I thought the ambassador would say, I thought Ambassador Nash will say, Mr. Biya must consent and go in for the Swiss dialogue, the Swiss initiative, which the United States continue to support.
So thank you very much for the question.
Mr. Ambassador cannot be talking about genuine decentralization, without talking about the Swiss initiative. And by the way, our mothers, our children, our fathers, our communities, they have not been raised, slaughtered, massacred for Biya to go and conduct some genuine so-called decentralization. This could have been done, and it would have been acceptable in 2016, maybe 2017. But they ignored us. They took us for Biafras. They took us for enemies in the house. They took us for secessionists, none of which we have ever been. Ladies and gentlemen, we, our people, have not died for any form of decentralization. I know they are including federalism in that word, decentralization. No, none of our families have died. None of our villages, towns, have been raised down for us to go back and accept to live with the southern, to live with French Cameroon. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what Under Secretary Ambassador Tibor Nagy put out there, please, I want to make this very, very strong appeal. Let us know, we Ambazonians, we have the final say.
The question speaks for itself. It's not even a question.
Final say
and I
over
think we all
what
understand
becomes
exactly
our destiny. The destiny of a free and independent
As I said, Cameroon has
Southern
paid me
Cameroon.
more than
Let us
any
close
other issue
our
I've had
ears
to deal
to what
with.
some of these international
Human
figures
suffering
are
is
saying.
not
Some people have said
philosophical.
he
It's
may
not
just be
something
being
up there.
diplomatic. It's
I'll never
possible,
forget
maybe.
that as a little boy
But
in
let us take
Budapest
at
during the
him at the
Hungarian
surface,
Revolution,
at the
I
surface,
saw
at the
people that had been run
surface
over
of his
by the
statement.
Soviet tanks.
Surface level of his statement.
And even when you're
Let's
7
take him
years
for
old,
what he said.
that picture stays in your mind
And we can
forever.
always say,
So
we are
I
not ready.
totally understand.
We are
I wish
not
there was
prepared.
a magic
We
bullet
are not going
that
to
we
leave
could fire
with
to fix the
French
situation.
Cameroon.
As I
Ever.
said, the
Ever.
international community needs to be
And
absolutely
can assure you,
united on this.
this
Because of
interim
the
government
outrages recently,
is ready
I'm hoping,
to prosecute
I'm very much
this
hoping
war.
that there
Again,
will be much more of a
even if
unity
it has to go
in
for 20 years,
our willingness
for
to be
15
firmer
years, 10 years,
responding to this
Ambazonians,
with the
we
Cameroonian government.
must
I wish the
prosecute it.
Cameroonian government
Let us form
would recognize
our
the
voice.
fact
They are the
that
hope
there's
we
no
have.
way they are going to
They
win
are the
this
only hope we
militarily.
have. Let us form those
As
restoration
Gandhi
forces.
said, when you have a policy
The same
based
Ambassador
on
Nagy has said,
an eye for an
Cameroon
eye,
is
sooner
wasting our
or
time.
later the whole
They
world
cannot
is
beat
blind.
our restoration forces.
And that is
That
exactly
is the
what is
last
happening
card
there.
we have
It's a
on the
disaster.
table, and we
It
must
is
form
absolutely
to
needless.
sustain them, to enable them.
And I wish that there was a
to,
simple way to just put a
secure
stop to it at
our
this
freedom
moment.
and our independence.
So, thank you very
Ladies
much.
and gentlemen, that is the presentation I brought to you today. Before I go, let me just remind you of Washington, D.C., the Million Man March on Friday, the 13th, March the 13th. And of course, the press conference is preceding that at the National Press Club on Thursday, the 12th. And then the 13th, Friday the 13th, is the Million Man March, and all of us must be in D.C. And then we also have the rally coming up in London on Monday at the Commonwealth Secretariat for every Ambazonian to be there. Then the 14th is Germany. All over the place, we are gathering, we are converging to send this message to the international community that we seek for nothing less than a free and independent Southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we're looking for. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Please go ahead, circulate this footage, let it get to every nook and corner of the international community. Let them know what we stand for. Let them know what we want. For we know it may only take time. Freedom must come. Good night.
And if I don't live to see the day, you better believe it. I'll be there. This is my home, and I'm home to stay.
are no fools on the hill. My people are no fools on the hill. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's sons, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I said, we wanna know who owns the land. I wanna know who owns the land. Hustler, hey, for Hustler, for Hustler, for Hustler. It must be free. Angola wants to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia wants to know who owns the land. I say, Soweto wants to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe wants to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Purpose land. Now listen to the history. With the years since creation, with the years since creation, what else do you know? Since the time of sun and sun, since the time of moon and stars, since the time of air and sea, since the time of men and things, we must rule from Cape to Cairo. Okay, now I want to talk to my people. Ira Daniela, oh, I will know. Yeah, Ira Daniela, oh, I will know. I feel it's all over Daniela. Now we are